Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the overall stock market and what y'all should expect tomorrow. I'm also going to be putting a sector on you guys' radar. Looks like it's about to run, so I want you to be prepared for tomorrow, right? All right, y'all, before we begin, again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in, like the video, and also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. So let's get started right off the bat. For those of y'all who watched the last video, I believe it was released on the 8th of August, maybe the 9th. I told y'all that the move in between these two levels of resistance, right in this box right here, is inevitable. All right, and we finally got there, and now this is where things get really tricky. This is where you should be very cautious, and this is where you should just keep an eye on the market. All right, keep an eye on the market. There's some structures in the market that might need like 1 or 2 extra days to be fully complete. There's some small gaps, that still need to be filled. So to be bearish right now, I may be too early if I tell you that, yeah, we're going to collapse. I may be 24 to 48 hours too early. So I think tomorrow we might even open up right at the same price and then proceed to 43.50. All right, maybe even 4,400 by Thursday morning before things starts to collapse. All right, something that looks like this moving into the end of the week. All right, now looking at the other indices, why was there massive push today? If we look at the Dow Jones, like the majority of tech stocks today didn't do too much, but the Dow Jones did pretty well. Some stocks reported earnings. Stocks like Walmart and Home Depot, they did really well. And also, if you look at the Dow, there was this structure right there. All right, it both flagged. It was consolidating overnight, and then it broke out completely right over here, and they just kept running all the way until the afternoon. Is this thing quite done yet? I think that it can go just a little bit higher towards like 34,400 before it starts slowing down, I think. Yes, there was a little bit of turbulence over here, but that's normal, especially after a massive move. People will want to take their money off the table, and this is the result of that. All right. Now, let's talk about the stock that y'all should be keeping on your watch list. So I would say the sector. That stock is NCLH, cruise lines or travel stocks. And the reason why I want to discuss this in today's video, the travel sector, it kind of moves. Sometimes it moves fast with the overall market, and then sometimes, like currently, it's not moving as aggressively to the upside. Other stocks are up by 30 to 40%, but this one is only up. Well, I guess this one is also up by 40% because the low is $10 and right here is $14. So yeah, it moved up quite well, but it's been really slow, especially in this region right here. But recently, if you look very closely, we got above this level of resistance. It tried to get through it through earnings, and it couldn't. It got rejected right back down to support. Buyer stepped in heavy just to bring it back up. And now if we zoom in some more to like the 1 hour, for example, and we zoom in right over here, I mean, the same structure is present, but on a smaller scale right there. All right, and it actually broke out today at like, what is this, 11 o'clock? Right at 11 o'clock. So worst case scenario, again, if you're open lower for some reason, like the market could cause cruise lines to potentially dip over here, to retest $14.30 before it runs again all the way up to $15.50, maybe even $16. All right, so that's my thoughts on it. The structure looks decent. It looks good. If it really wanted to collapse, this right there wouldn't have happened. It would have just been slowly fading over here and then recovering. But this push right there is an indication that there is more room to the upside. If we go on the daily charts, the daily chart is not bearish at all. There's some gaps like really high, like at $18. Could it get there? Maybe. Maybe if there's some news that pushes the stock up, either overnight or tomorrow night, then maybe it could get there. All right. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because it is there. We've seen other stocks do this, so definitely something to keep on your watch list. All right. Now, another stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow, that one is Target. All right. And the reason why is because Target has earnings tomorrow, and the contracts are very inflated. There could be a massive opportunity on this one, especially if it turns out to be an earnings killer. Again, like I always say, holding through earnings is 150% gambling. But this one is pre-market, all right, which is nice. I'm not in Target. I don't have calls. I don't have puts at Target. I'm waiting to see what the reaction to the numbers will be. All right, and then based off of those numbers, there may be a potential trade intraday. All right, and if you look at the left side, there is this huge gap right here from the last earnings that still needs to be filled. How long is it going to take to completely fill it? That one I don't know. It could be one day, or it could be a whole month after earnings in order to get up here. So we'll see what it does. I will have my eyes on this one, and I'll be ready to take a day trade on it. Especially the things about earnings is that sometimes they're just flat, where the contracts don't move, the stock don't move, and there's absolutely nothing interesting about it. But most of the times, especially when you see at the bottom, the volume is increasing. There could be a huge surge in volume tomorrow, something along the lines of like 33 million shares traded. Yeah, if you look, today's volume was around 9 million. So 33 million shares like this day right here could be expected. So definitely keep Target and other retail stocks on your watch list. All right, now one more stock that I want to discuss is SIGA. All right, now SIGA, SIGA, I've talked about it in the last video. I told y'all that I wanted to short this one, but the way it's looking right now, there's something missing. It is parabolic, yes. When I zoom out, it is parabolic. Could it go higher? I definitely think that it can. The move to the upside, the candles are just not ridiculous. The volume at the bottom is kind of like fading, which could either indicate chop or just a very slow grind down, which wouldn't be ideal, especially for shorts. Like, again, if it can go higher, especially within the next fiscal month, like right here, for example, in this region, it will be phenomenal. All right, but in the meantime, we can just keep chopping over here, and then potentially go higher within the next few weeks. I'm very patient on this one. Again, the conditions have to be right, like really right, in order for me to even try to short it, because you don't want to short it and then have it go nowhere and have the value of the contracts be eaten up by theta. That is just a bad situation. And especially when you look at other stocks that are running, other structures look better, other structures look clean, and you may be missing out on those opportunities by holding the bag on something that doesn't want to drop as rapidly as you want. So I would say be patient. Again, we want this one to be really high. That way, there will be a lot of room at the bottom for the potential drop. All right, so that's my very honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to like the video, and also if you are new to the channel, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you're not following social media, you can find me at NGumah and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, there's some very basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get set up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get some free stocks for signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is NGumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.